One of the first things that we recommend to beginners at VO Career is that you take some time simply to learn about this industry. We like to call it total immersion. It costs next to nothing. There's little to no money that you have to invest just to start becoming part of the voiceover industry. Website resources. One of these companies is VO Universe. It's basically a social network site. It's Facebook or MySpace specifically for voiceover people. There's a whole bunch of us on it. We hang out, we talk, we have different forums, we have posts, blogs, people's demos are up there. There's a lot of great news and information and resources, all for free, simply through this one website. Another one I like to recommend is VoiceOver Extra. So we like them a lot. So voiceoverextra.com. Of course, I'd be remiss not to recommend our own website. Every month, VO Career does put out a product called Accelerate. We try to be very unbiased. We try to give you free advice, free information on the basics of the industry. Keep in mind, though, we do work with talent at all levels, so some of what we might offer might be for more experienced talent. However, there's a lot of benefit for beginners there as well. So we do recommend that you sign up for Accelerate, and you can do that via our website. The next part of this exploration into the industry is books. There's probably about a dozen or so really respected, really well-known titles that are out there right now. They vary in price. The average one is going to be $15, $20, but they're worth every penny. And that's a really small investment to help you, again, to see if this is the right journey for you. So focus on the books that are more about training. There's a gentleman named James Alberger. James has written what is classified as the definitive work on the voiceover industry in published form, and it's called The Art of Voice Acting. Elaine Clark has written an excellent book. Randy Thomas and Peter Roffey have written a very good book about voiceovers. And there's so many folks, Pat Fraley, Rodney Salisbury, all excellent authors and all people with a tremendous amount of insight into the industry. Joan Baker is another one you will hear a lot about. Try to find the books that are really geared very, very specifically towards beginners. Your number one goal is to try to figure out, is this what I really want to do? Is this something I really want to dedicate my life, my time, my money into doing? We have to make this very clear. You're going to make a big investment into voiceovers. It takes approximately the same amount of time to break into the voiceover industry as it does to receive a professional education at a 2 or a 4-year university until you are employable. Sadly, there are a lot of voiceover companies out there that make big promises. They're pretty much scams. We're not going to name names, but it doesn't take too much effort to figure out who they are. These companies tell you that you're going to be a star, you can make $1 million overnight, that within 4 months you can be a working actor. Many of them tell you that all it takes is a weekend of training, and after that weekend is complete, they're going to go right ahead and build you a voice demo. $1,500 or $3,000 later, you're a pro. Sadly, not realistic. It's just not how it works. Again, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So keep that in mind. Use your common sense. Use your better judgment. Know that, like any other industry, there are folks out there who want to prey on people's lack of knowledge and lack of experience. So we're trying to go about this in a better way. We're trying to help to educate you and help you to understand what's realistic so that you can potentially save yourself a lot of time and money that's an unnecessary investment if voiceover truly isn't in your future. What is raw talent in this industry? How do we identify raw talent? Is my voice good enough? Do I have enough of a foundation to be successful? How do I evaluate my voice? Well, I'm going to tell you the unfortunate part about this. There's no such thing. You see, voiceover and voiceover success is really not about how great a voice you have. Voiceover success is more primarily about how good a marketing person you are, how good a salesperson you are, how good you are at presenting your own product and service. Think about it. There are tons of people in this industry, celebrities included, that make a living in voiceover who you might think, gosh, that person has a terrible voice. Voiceover is a very subjective entity, so it's very difficult for one person to say who's going to be successful, who will make it, and who will not. If you have a speech impediment, if you are dealing with a lisp, if you are dealing with any kind of speech quirk that is unique to the point that it is causing people a difficulty in understanding you, or that it changes your speech pattern, or perhaps it changes the way you form and say words, you may need additional assistance before entering into this industry. That's one of the few scenarios that would bar people from really being able to do this for a living. If you have a regionalism or an accent, that's another issue that you might have to address. Speech therapy, speech coaching can help you to lessen or reduce the effects and help you to be more prepared to enter voiceovers with a neutral American dialect. We have to understand that the only true assessment of a voice is your time behind a microphone. Over a telephone, there's only so much that can be done. A qualified voiceover coach can typically, over the phone, be able to get an impression of who is more prepared than someone else to enter this field. Ultimately, however, until you are in front of a microphone, until you are on mic and you are working with a reputable coach, you won't really know where you stand. And there's a very simple reason why. We speak all day, every day. All of us do. We're constantly involved in communication with other people. So speaking is no great talent for you right now. It's no great talent for anyone. We're all used to talking. That's not what makes a successful voice talent. The ability to communicate on mic. When you get onto a mic for the first time, we don't know what's going to happen. You might freeze. You might experience stage fright. You might find it very, very difficult to read from a script while behind the microphone. You might find it difficult to act out a script and to give the script the emotions that it requires. These are the things that really set the bar and that make a voice talent what they are. We believe wholeheartedly that just about anybody can find some measure of success in this industry if they have a really great grasp of sales and marketing. Why? Because ultimately, being a voiceover actor is being a small business owner. It's not about performing. It's not about being a star. It's not about being famous. Voiceover people find a mostly humble, meaningful existence, making money, doing something that they enjoy by being their own boss, by running their own company, and by marketing and selling their product, their voice. If that doesn't sit well with you and the idea of running a business and being your own boss is terrifying, voiceover might not be the industry for you. Agents, managers, casting directors, all of the people that help to assist your business do just that, assist. They don't run your business for you. You have to take the reins. You have to be on the front lines of promoting and managing. When it comes to demos, it's important to understand that demos are the single most important thing a voiceover talent will work their way towards in being able to call themselves a professional. Your demo is the #1 marketing and sales tool that you have as a voiceover talent. Without that demo, you have absolutely no way of booking work because the client has no example of what you've done previously. It's sort of like a model. First thing that photographers and people in the modeling industry want is your portfolio. You don't have a book, you can't call yourself a model. Same thing goes with voiceover. Your demo is your portfolio. It is a collection of work.